I'm gonna have to start rethinking my claim of not being into contemporary, because I got into this contemporary. What's up, travelers? How's it going? Have I got a review for you? Today we are reading the book Turning Point by Paula Chase. Full disclosure, I received this arc in the mail for an honest review. It makes me feel so official. Distance threatens to tear apart a friendship if a secret doesn't ruin it at first. Best friends Rashida and Monique are both good girls. For Rashida, that means keeping her friends close and following her deeply religious Bible-quoting aunt's every rule. For Mo, that means not making wave in the prestigious and mostly white ballet intensive she's been accepted to. But what happens when Sheeta catches the eye of Mo's older brother, and the invisible racial barriers to success as the ballerina turn out to be not so invisible? Woo! You know how I do my reviews. I'm going to give you my pros, my cons, and then I'm going to wrap up the final thoughts on the book. Let's get into it, shall we? What did I like about the book? I liked that it was a coming of age story that I could relate to a certain extent. I mean, I'm not a ballerina, grew up in the suburbs, but both Sheeta and Monique deal with these not really fitting in moments, and that's something that I can definitely relate to. Oh my god, not fitting in no matter where you go has been something I had to deal with my whole life. Well, not my whole life, my whole primary school life. So just being able to connect with characters on that level is always nice, especially the way they don't fit in. I grew up in the suburbs, predominantly white schools, and Mo winds up going to this predominantly white ballet school, and when you have to explain your existence, it gets really frustrating. You're very quick to snap. I felt that on a huge personal level. And my connection with Cheetah was coming from a religious home and having all these rules, but seeing everybody else break them. But if you break them, oh no. Though I will say, when it comes to boys, because it's a coming of age story, so there's gonna be some romance. When it comes to boys, I think I'm more of on Mo's side of it. I don't have time for the games. You got me messed up, yo. But I will say that it's very well paced. I found myself reading through it rather quickly, not wanting to put it down, not being bored. I devoured it in one sitting. Just, you gotta understand that. Again, it's not my cup of tea. I love fantasy. I need magic. I need space fights. And none of that was in here, but I was glued to it. Now, for the things I didn't like, most of its technical issues I imagine is going to be fixed in the final copy. There are scenes that are played out that are just through text. I wouldn't call that a negative. I know some people might not like that. Personally, didn't bother me. The only thing that bothered me is, like I said, these are technical issues. Like, sometimes the text will blend and I wouldn't be sure who's talking, because sometimes they bold it and sometimes it's not. And then there was one time, because the chapters swap. It's either you're following Monique or you're following Rashida. And there was one time where you're supposed to be following Monique, and then it split into Rashida without letting you know that it split into Rashida. And again, technical issues. I think it's going to be fixed in the final copy, but I feel the need to point it out because I have nothing else to say that's negative. The most I can say is that I don't like the double standards that these contemporary books put on the boys, but that's kind of reality. That's just my issue with society. And Mo's brother has that mentality of, oh, good girls don't get played, and if they get played, they're not good girls, and I hate that. Like, even in the back of the book, oh, they're both good girls. I hate that double standard. I hate it, but it's not an issue with the book itself, it's an issue with society. So I can't really slam the book for having it because it's so realistic. But I hate it so much. Overall, I enjoyed this book. And it's a book I feel like, I wish I had growing up. Honestly, you know, I had books like The Outsider and Lord of the Flies, and all of those were just terrible to me. I didn't like them. I didn't connect to them. Although, the funny thing is, I think the way we teach Lord of the Flies and what's supposed to be theme of Lord of the Flies kind of gets misconstrued. I digress. What are you gonna do? I don't make the curriculum. I know how to speak words. So I tend not to give star ratings. I find them arbitrary, although you will definitely see my star rating when I put it on Goodreads. But for my personal way of reviewing things on my channel, I like to say it's worth the buy, borrow it, or don't buy it. And the book comes out in September, and I say buy it. I hope this review was coherent. I know when I get excited about things, I tend to just ramble on, but I can't be anything but myself, so it is what it is. If you like what you see here, you want to keep seeing more, feel free to subscribe, because I have other videos you can watch. And if you're nerdy like me, and you like video games, you can follow me on Twitch, where I stream said video games. If you're here because I'm a writer, I also write sometimes and put it on my blog sometimes. All those links are going to be in the description box down below. Later days.